I think it's the hardest thing because to communicate this part, because what the mind is looking for is a new belief system. When I used to hear this subject, I felt this resonance beyond that. Like when they said stuff about the present moment, I knew this, like that childlike wonder. They talked about the present moment or beingness or aliveness. It was like I remembered it. But the mind, the thinking mind, including my mind even then, wanted a belief system to live by. And these belief systems can be actually really beneficial. You can use these belief systems, but just know they're belief systems. So sometimes when you get into this subject, your mind is, you've got into negative belief systems and difficult belief systems. So you can take on new belief systems, like all of this subject. Like this can be really beneficial, but just know also, like, have a lightness to it that's also not reality. Like there's a knowing intellectually that you aren't separate, that you aren't really the doer of your actions, and nothing really is your fault or the other person's fault. That getting isn't gonna get you there. I was watching this psychologist the other day, and he was saying that psychologically we love the act of moving towards something, but when we actually get it, we prefer the act of moving towards something than actually getting it. Actually, when we get it, it's disappointing. And that's psychologically how we are set up, and it's true. We enjoy the action of doing things, like going out and doing something, having a reason and a motive to do something. But then when it's finished, then we're like, what now? And so it's seeing that life is about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's not about getting there. You're never going to get there, never. It's going to be more the same. You know, if you're stressed and you've got a really busy life, like some people do, especially if you've got kids and household and family and job, it can be super stressful, but you're never going to get to the end of your chores. Your sort of hope is that you're going to get to the end of your chores tomorrow, but you never are. And actually you don't want to get to your end of your chores. You want to do things. You do actually want to participate, but your mind can't cope with all the thoughts about it. It gets stressed having not completed stuff and not knowing what it's going to look like, of not knowing what it's going to do. So it's just seeing that mentality, seeing that addiction to believing that you've got to get it over and finished, where really you don't want to get it over and finished. And the reason that you want to get it over and finished is because you believe you'll arrive. And that arrival feeling that you're looking for is actually the presence, is actually this alive presence that's right here. It's not something that you achieve or get. It's so amazing. There's like always things to do in this life. You clean the house, it gets dirty. You clean the house, it gets dirty. You make the bed, then you sleep in it. You make the bed, you sleep in it. You do your taxes, then there's more taxes. Or you do your admin, then there's more admin gets made. It's like that's the way this life goes. If you look around at everything, it's always like that. It's always evolving and growing. Your freedom is in every action, no matter how stressful you believe it is. And this life, this Western life, is super stressful for people. I've been lucky, like I'm in my late 30s now, and I've been lucky that I haven't had to be invested so much like all my peers have. And I've had a lot of time to meditate and reflect and go over this subject, and I never got so involved in materialism and trying to get all these things. And getting all these things, then you have to look after all these things. Getting all this money, then you have to look after all this money. Not that I'm against it, but it all requires work. And then if you've got kids and a business and all these things on top of it, it's super stressful. So your hope to get to the end of it, just notice the thought, the hope to get to the end of it. And really, the only freedom you're ever going to have is the happening. That's it. That's where life is. This is the freedom. Mine is like, I want to get enlightened, and enlightenment becomes this new thing to get to. It's the movement towards that. It's listening to my talk now. It's understanding these concepts. It's your bum on the seat. It's the sound of the cars outside. The clicking of the clock. Whatever it is that's happening.